Annika Spalding, and I am so excited to be here today to play ALT's role play. In the producers. So the unbelievably talented Raymond Gerard made all of my costumes from scratch, and I actually have a lovely memory that he'll appreciate me sharing. I think kind of late in his process of making costumes was this red dress that I was supposed to wear at the end of Act 1. Couldn't find the right material. I believe went up to Heaven, our costume storage, and found this beautiful red fabric that had some kind of a floral print in it. Whipped up a beautiful strappy red dress. Come to find out, it turned out to be one of Sean Walsh's tablecloths for the pre-show parties. And from my understanding is that Sean couldn't find one of his tablecloths that he used for the pre-show parties. It all came to a screeching halt when Raymond let him know that he had used it to make this dress for me, which was absolutely fabulous, and I am so glad that he did it. That was when we first met, and he realized that I'm not afraid of a heel. So. Ginger in Ruthless. I think they loved kind of the campiness of Ruthless. My dad still quotes Heather Manderson's character, the third grade teacher, when she sings "Life is a B and it starts in third grade." He says that to me when I'm having a tough time. They loved this one, I think, because I got to be kind of the 1950s housewife in the first act, intense and diva-ish in the second act, and they loved that. So I'm gonna have to say Ruthless. In Urinetown. Oh my gosh, that show was so fun. Our cast for this was unbelievable. Incredible ensemble. The music was just so much fun. Our audiences loved it. We had an 11 o'clock show that was seriously maybe one of the highlights of my performing career. It was just amazing people and such a great time, and I would go back in a heartbeat. Ooh. Cinderella Into the Woods. This was my first show at ALT. The role did not haunt my dreams. I had this really heavy wig. It was the first preview Thursday night, our final dress rehearsal. Cinderella in Into the Woods, her first entrance, she comes out and does this pratfall. I put 2 bobby pins in my wig. Jeff Jarnigan would have been so furious at me had he known ahead of time. And this wig was heavy. Go out to do the pratfall and I fall flat on my face. I felt that weight leave my head. I see it in my peripheral vision almost fall into the orchestra pit. I reached for it and I tried to make it into a gag. I'm just panicked at this point. I was supposed to run back because the baker's wife makes this entrance, and I run back with the wig in my hand, in my wig cap, behind one of these skinny trees, and I tried to put the wig back on, and I turned stage left to see Jeff Jarnigan standing right there, like trying to help me get it back on after I thought I got it on just right, and I turned to him, and this is his face. I'll never forget it. There was nothing I could do. I mean, it must have looked like a squirrel on top of my head. I went on with the scene and wound up, she has a second pratfall, turned it into a gag by checking my wig to make sure it was still there, and I think people bought it. That has haunted my dreams ever since, and if you think that I don't bobby pin the out of all of my wigs, then you're crazy. Cinderella in Cinderella. So ALT did some really cool stuff They put together these amazing tea parties, so beautifully decorated, and Cinderella came, and the fairy godmother came, and the prince came, and we were all in costume, and we had little girls and their moms and grandmothers and aunts and sisters everywhere. Everybody had tea and little pastries. It was just a little girl's dream come true. Every night in the receiving line, we had pictures that people could buy that we could autograph after the show. All those little girls all dressed up, coming through the receiving line at the end and wanting to take pictures and just kind of looking at you like, I mean, it's hard not to feel like queen of the world when that's the position you're put in. So definitely Cinderella. In Thoroughly Modern Millie. I absolutely loved playing this role. She is kind of a belter. At that point, which was almost 2 years ago now, I was still trying to avoid that part of my voice. I had never really explored it. I tackled them, and it wound up making me really grow as a performer and as an actor and as a singer. It could have kicked my ass, but I think I didn't let it get the better of me. Huge challenge, but I think I rose to it. Kate Monster in Avenue Q. Oh, I loved playing Kate. It's so fun to explore having that puppet while you're trying to do everything that you would normally do, having this extension of yourself attached to your arm. I feel like there are a lot of aspects of my personality in her because she was so sweet, but then there's just kind of this edge too, which I definitely have. I don't always show it, but that's another amazing cast. So much talent in that show, on stage and off stage. So, Kate Monster for sure. Don Juan Triumphant in Phantom of the Opera. Touring with Phantom, I did that for 13 months from 2009 to 2010. I don't know that it was as much the role, really, that changed me as it was this whole experience. Gosh, I mean, just traveling. Every 3 to 4 weeks we were in a new city. I met some of the most talented, amazing people who have dedicated their lives to this art form. I learned so much. I made lifelong friends. We still keep in touch. Just to be in any way involved with that production was life-changing. I learned a ton about myself. I learned a ton about stamina and what you're capable of. So, Phantom of the Opera. Blanche Ingram in Jane Eyre. Loved playing Blanche. Not a nice girl. Blanche is selfish and pretentious and not a nice girl. She's well dressed. I will give her that. But we're talking about how she's not like me. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Blanche because her personality sort of makes up the type of person you just kind of want to avoid being. Bird in Seussical. This was our homecoming musical my senior year at Abilene Christian. I was cast as Maisie. Oh, Maisie is such a diva. Oh my word. And I got to have this beautiful yellow feathery costume with this big, long, beautiful feathery tail. I remember Sandy Freeman, the costume designer at Abilene Christian. Hi, Sandy. She let me pick my own shoes. I remember going to the store, getting these really loud orange peep-toe heels that were awesome. And I had this big headdress, kind of a Chiquita Banana, Carmen Miranda kind of a thing. I got to do that with my good friends Ben Jeffrey and Laura Seibert. So much fun. Total diva. Cosette in Les Mis. That is where I met my husband Brett. He was cast as Marius. We hit it off immediately, and I don't think it was a secret to any of the cast. We were terrible at keeping it a secret. We tried throughout rehearsals to just like be friends, and that was kind of an instant thing. And so looking back on that show, I just think of it as when I fell in love with my husband. This is kind of an interesting fact. I pick a different fragrance for every role that I play. I have a specific perfume that I choose for that character. Anytime I spray that perfume later on, I immediately remember what role it was. That one was Terry Mugler's Angel. I had a handkerchief that I would spray with my perfume that Marius kind of kept with him when he went to war, and then he pulls out the handkerchief later when he's on the barricade. I would smell that, and it was like my smell, and like it was this whole offstage thing we had going on. And we still have that handkerchief too, and it still kind of has that scent to it. Every time I spray that perfume, I think of Cosette and Marius and Les Mis. So. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me to play ALT's role play. And right now, I am playing Inga in Young Frankenstein, and I would love for you to come and see it. Oh my gosh, this cast is so amazing. The sets are so incredible. The costumes, Leanne Crandall nailed it with the costumes. Please come and see this show. You do not want to miss it. It is so much fun. Unbelievable cast. I will say it again, unbelievable cast. Go get your tickets before they sell out. Come and see me roll in the hay. Roll in the hay. As Inga and Young Frankenstein. Can't wait to see you. Yay!